Sydney's Eastern Suburbs Railway was one of the city's most ambitious infrastructure projects of the second half of last century. Designed to serve some of the most densely populated areas of Sydney, like King's Cross, Edgecliff, and Bondi Junction, it promised speed and convenience, but also, in the end, plenty of controversy. And today, around 45 years after its completion, this controversy may have been reignited, as the New South Wales Government is revisiting the idea of completing the Woollahra Railway Station and building residential apartments above the site. This recent news has made me ask the question: how did Sydney end up with a never completed and abandoned railway station? I'm Marty, and welcome to BACKTRACKS. After nearly a century of debate and planning and construction, yes, it took that long, the Eastern Suburbs Railway from Central to Bondi Junction was officially opened by Premier Neville Wran on the 23rd of June 1979. And when the ESR finally opened, it was the biggest addition to the railway network since the Circular Quay Loop in 1956. Now back to the ESR. From a tunnel portal north of Erskineville, the ESR line runs north to Redfern, then Central, then the line heads northwest to Town Hall, then east to Martin Place, before emerging near the Art Gallery of New South Wales, onto a viaduct across the suburb of Woollahra. Then the track goes back underground at King's Cross before emerging onto a viaduct at Rushcutter Bay, and then the line goes back underground at Edgecliff. Ooh, are you keeping up? And then heads southeast through a tunnel emerging at the cutting of Woollahra, where, as you can see, no station exists. And then the line goes back underground to finish at Bondi Junction. And we can look at the history of the whole line another time. But today, because it's back in the news, let's just look at Woollahra. Woollahra Railway Station was originally proposed as a stop between Edgecliff and Bondi Junction, right in the heart of one of Sydney's most affluent suburbs. It was located in a grassy cutting off Edgecliff Road, and the station would have been the only above-ground station on the line. But from its announcement, it faced fierce opposition. The location was a closed-off grassy expanse behind homes on 4 surrounding streets, surrounded by rocky escarpments. Although owned and preserved by the Department of Railways for future use, residents had adopted the space as an unofficial park. And this was all turned on its head in the 1960s when news was announced that the site would become a railway station. Now, locals launched a campaign opposing the station itself and a number of other things, and their protests ran in parallel with construction delays and cost overruns that plagued the entire rail project. The dispute escalated all the way to the High Court of Australia, where the community ultimately lost the case. But nevertheless, plans to complete the station were formally abandoned as a result of a 1976 report commissioned by the then new Wran government. But by this time, some foundational infrastructure was built, including an 8-car-long island platform edge, and that remains there today. And today you can see what remains of the station from a small lookout on Edgecliff Road, and a cute little park, and then on the other side from Woollahra Road if you peer over the fence. But as I said, history may soon repeat itself, because under the plan being considered by the New South Wales Government, the area around the station could be rezoned, with housing towers built above. Apparently, all this is tied up and related to a plan to build 370,000 new homes by 2029 under the National Housing Accord. Woollahra has been given a target of 1,900. And the overall goal apparently has become more difficult as it looks to find options to replace its failed Rosehill Racecourse Midi-City bid. So who knows, after 50 years after it was originally abandoned, Woollahra Station may not just only open, but evolve into something bigger than was originally planned. This is in what today is a pretty quiet cutting tucked away in a residential area, soon perhaps to become a busy transport and residential hub. I'm Marty. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on BACKTRACKS. Cheers.